go. Create Studios podcast featuring my guy. Metazul's in the building, man. I appreciate you coming out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. You record here. You record my guy Young. I see your music downstairs all the time, bro. So it means a lot that you record here. You support the place where the content comes from, man. How you doing today?
Doing great and overdue to get on with you right
Absolutely.
here.
Very overdue. Very overdue. One of the constant people I see on the calendar in the building. Young loves you. You're one of our greater clients, man. And I'm very fortunate when the clients want to talk to me in the podcast sitting upstairs because it allows me to kind of know you guys more. We were talking off air. You came from Boston area.
Yep, come from the 617, born in Boston General right there, lived in Southie, moved to Quincy until I was about 13, but then pretty much been California, West Coast ever since.
Have you been back to Boston, the area, or?
Yeah, a little bit here and there. Last time I was there was back in 2019, so it's been a few years. Obviously, we had
a little closer. Sorry, I got a fist away from the mic. Sorry.
Of course, we have the drama of 2020, so it was a little bit tough. And then ever since that kind of cleared up, I was traveling South America for a year and a half, barely just got back to USA this August right here. So it's overdue too. But, I have family pretty much all over the place, all over US. And sometimes you got to prioritize and say, oh, I'm going to see this person on this,
Yeah, we were talking about that 'cause I think you have family kind of spread out, you said, right? And so they're not all bunched together.
Yeah, so I got to see the little pockets of them when I can, whenever possible. But
okay. Where's your mom and dad at, or do you have a mom and dad, or how's that situation? Or
yeah, sure. My mom is over in Boston, and the dad is now in Missouri. Actually, as of just a few years ago, he made the move over there.
Got you. Missouri's a unique place to be.
Never been. Have you been?
Never been.
Yeah, so apparently
I see
it's
the
unique.
college games in Missouri. I mean, that's the only thing that I would know about Missouri. But you never been either, then?
No, not yet.
Well, that's interesting. That'd be kind of a cool, like a TikTok reel. Like, I visited my dad in Missouri and I've never been.
Right.
And then you kind of showcase the whole Missouri. I'm fascinated with places that people don't go to a lot. Because I know Kanye West, stays in Wyoming for a certain period of time.
That whole area is actually pretty nice too. I went over there a road trip.
In Wyoming? You've been to Wyoming?
Yeah. Really beautiful
nature. What is Wyoming
nature.
Like? Because there's no black people, right?
Less,
did you see any?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Not like the Bay, not like the diversity we have here in the Bay in California and whatnot, but yeah.
But it's beautiful, scenic wise.
Yep.
And what are the people like out there?
People are cool. When I went there, it was pretty much during the pandemic, and so a lot of people weren't out, and I was kind of taking that opportunity to enjoy the nature and all the hikes over there without so many people. So I did a trip through Nevada, Idaho, Wyoming to Montana to Yellowstone and back.
Whoa, wait a minute. You did one of those multi-state walks?
Yeah, and I got a speeding ticket in every state while I was there too, man. California drivers it's a little different. I think their speed limit's 55 there or something like that.
Okay, so you didn't hike from that state to Yellowstone, but you kind of hiked in between and then drove to
No. This was all driving pretty much.
Got you. Okay.
But in Chile, actually, I did do something more along those lines. It was an 8-day trek all through Torres del Paine National Park down in southern Chile, close to Puerto Natales. So that's a whole loop. There's the O and the W loop. The W is pretty much half the O. The O is the whole 8 days. W you can do in 4. Really beautiful nature there too. Chile is awesome.
We're gonna touch on the South American trip real quick. Back to Wyoming because I'm kind of fascinated with the state because the Hateful Eight was shot there. I don't know if you know about the Hateful Eight, but so it's a movie by Quentin Tarantino. But the landscape they show about Wyoming just seems great. When did you go? In the summer or the winter?
This was fall. Yeah, actually.
Okay.
It was probably October or November. And this must have been 2020 or 21. One of the two for sure. And
are there women in Delaware? Are there single women?
I think there are, but I was out there. I didn't see that many people at the time. The most people I saw was probably at the hot spring. I think that was in Montana. Wyoming, I think, is a Grand Teton. So I was checking out the mountains there and did a hike to Delta Lake, which was really nice.
That's got to be beautiful out there.
Kind of similar to Patagonia, actually.
Yeah. So,
really nice.
and so let's talk about that. So you went to South America recently. Why did you go? Did you go for the passport, bros?
Pretty much, I've been to South America many times now, actually. Shorter times, I did volunteer work and things like that. This was an opportunity was brought about by remote work and digital nomad stuff. And so it was possible to do this travel but still have income. So the opportunity presented itself. It was hard to say no to it.
Right. So instead of paying for a monthly rent, pretty much you can just live. I mean, I've seen a lot of people are doing the numbers and crunching the numbers, like, they're hiking the Appalachian Trail, or they're doing on like 5-month hikes, but if you have a job where you can pretty much just set up, like, I know Southeast Asia and South America, these are like hot spots people go to, right, when you can work from your laptop.
Yeah, people do that. I see a lot actually even in Central America. A lot of people in like Guatemala, Costa Rica, even Ecuador down more. Depends on the country. Like I went to Bolivia, you don't see as many people doing that there. But Brazil, same. So it kind of depends. There are pockets of these like digital nomads and all that still doing either content or just working from the road.
Interesting. And so you said you went out there for work. You said Bolivia was somewhere you specifically went, right?
Yeah. So
Bolivia's in Colombia.
Bolivia is a country.
Bolivia's a country.
It's all good. That's pretty much here. Starting. Yeah. We started up in Bolivia. We were there for about 6 weeks. Did all, you know what I mean? Went all through the Amazon, the salt flats in Uyuni, and
they had salt flats in South America, like the Utah one.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're gigantic. You should definitely go.
Are they bigger than Utah's salt flats? Because that's what they do all the drag test racing. I think it's the biggest
salt flats in the world, actually.
Interesting.
They actually did, what's that famous race? They did one there one year.
So they did a race there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they do,
because salt flats are famous for racing and shit,
yeah.
Obviously.
And they get the really cool, like the pictures of the reflection half of the year, and then it's just really flat and dry the rest of the year, and the salt's like in
Did you get any photography
hexagons.
down there? Or?
Oh, sure. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Right.
And, yeah, I had a drone out there too, so I got a lot of really cool shots.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But then, yeah, we just continued Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, Chile, Peru, Bolivia, Colombia, Ecuador. Went to Colombia to Panama, took a boat, stayed with the Kuna people for 4 days on the islands, and then got to Panama, and then went to Costa Rica and Nicaragua, and then that's where from there come back to U.S.
Okay, and so the purpose was just to go to all these places, or was there like just because your work allowed you to it, or were you trying to hit a number of spots within a certain amount of time, or
pretty much as possible? You know what I mean? I wasn't there wasn't a number in mind. It was kind of like, okay, I'm going now. I have a one-way ticket to Bolivia. We'll see when I get back. Let's see how long this is able to go for.
How long were you given each destination? Like, how long were you in each?
I think the longest was Brazil for 3 months.
Okay, so that's a good amount of time.
And then the least, I think, was maybe 4 weeks of a country.
Wow.
All in all, yeah, 18 months.
That's still a good amount of time. You're in a month in each country.
Minimum, yeah.
And so what made you want to move from each country? Was it like, you know what I mean? Like was it like, okay, this place I've seen it enough, or I've done enough, and let me move on, and then Brazil has a lot more, so I'm staying here because, like what was the reason behind all that?
It's definitely partially that. It's also visa too. With the like U.S. passport, a lot of countries you can get either 60 days, 90 days before you have to leave the country, or you have to leave and come back to get it. Like for example, like in Chile, our visa was almost up. The 90 days was almost up, so we crossed into Argentina and then we crossed back, and we got a new 90 days. But you can stay a maximum of 6 months per year. So you can only do that once.
This is what South Korean teachers do. Not South, but U.S.
Teaching
Americans
English.
that teach English in South America, because they leave to Japan
make good money
and they
too.
come back to Korea to avoid all the visa shit.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to kind of hop around with it and figure out all the different countries' rules and whatnot.
Which country had the most fun women?
Brazil or Colombia, probably.
I was gonna guess that.
Yeah,
Why am I laughing? I don't know. And what was it about that? Because to me, when I see it through TikTok culture, it's like it looks fucking fun over there.
It is, man. It's like people on like in Brazil, and even Colombia is a little bit different. A lot different. Colombia has the coast up north where it's more like the Caribbean vibe, but then it also has the rainiest region of the world. That's why they're growing so much coffee right there.
Right, it's a great place for coffee because it's always moist, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then Brazil, man, these guys they're so athletic there. The people are so athletic. They're
People
always
are
on
diet though, a culture, right?
Right.
Like, okay.
You know what I mean? They're eating good. They're on the beach all day. They're working out. All they're doing is, passing a soccer ball back and forth all morning. They play volleyball. They're crazy. Like their athleticism is next level.
Their activity level is very high. You're saying.
They're just like doing all. That's just how they.
Is there a lot of internet surfing over there? You see people on their phones over there? Or is there less people on their phones?
I would say less.
Less people on their phones.
I would say
over
less
there.
For sure. Yeah.
What's their diet like? What do they eat out there in Brazil?
They like to eat really big plates, in my experience.
Really?
Really
so,
big,
but more plates, but less meals throughout the day, maybe, right?
Right.
I know see a lot of different types of beans.
Yeah, even
grains.
I think Peru has like the most variety of potatoes.
Yeah,
ever. There's so many different
plantains.
ones. Yeah, plantains too, fried.
Right. Yeah, fried plantains is a big thing for breakfast out there, I think. Did you see the passport bro movement in Brazil?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean? Oh, you keep saying this passport bro thing. I was like, I don't know what he's saying.
Well, this is how you were
laugh it
explaining
off
it.
for
So,
now.
like on TikTok, it's like a whole thing where people are going to other countries and they're just showing how the dating scene's so much better than America. Because, in America, women are perceived as like needy or asking too much. But they're going out there into the nightlife club scenes and they're just showing like how amazing it is. You didn't see none of that?
It's definitely a different culture. Like,
right, like you're not gonna just go in there as an American, like let's party, and then they're all sleazy with you. Like they have their own thing going on. Right?
I think it depends on the woman, of course, but I think there's a little bit different of a culture because, like, for example, this was years ago. I was in northern Argentina and I was just chatting with a local person right there, and I was explaining to them, like, in the U.S., if you don't have a car, like, there's no way you can like have a date with a woman.
I feel
like,
that
it's
yeah.
almost impossible, and they couldn't believe it. They're like, "What do you mean you can't? Why can't you just take the train?" And I was like, "Yeah, try that with a girl here in the USA."
Well, I think it depends on the girl, but you're absolutely
depends
right.
on the girl, but
you're like you said, it depends on the girl over there, and it depends on the girl over here.
Right, of course.
Right. So there's truth to that. And they didn't get that concept. They didn't get the materialism. You're saying?
Yeah.
So I'm sure they have materialism out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that exists everywhere. But I think just USA, the culture is very car dominated, as you know. So I think that's just.
But in Brazil, you don't
built.
have to have a nice car, and you can get some play.
Right. Well, maybe Brazil is
right?
a little different, but this was Argentina back in the day. But Brazil,
okay.
yeah, I think still less. But yeah.
People seem more, and I'm not trying to diss Americans, but they do seem more educated and well cultured out there. Like they're just not. I'm sure there is materialism, but they're just not into it as much.
Right. I think U.S., man, I think we are comparing ourselves to each other a lot more. And it's
Absolutely.
like the rat race and capitalism, and you know what I mean? There's very much winners and losers in this system. And yeah, it's just it's a different vibe and a different culture than there. And you can see it just in the energy and how they are. And, they're happy just to like you said, they're happy to be on the beach playing volleyball all day or whatever it is, chilling. You have people passing up if you want to. You could sit on a beach in Brazil, and there's nothing that you could dream of that wouldn't pass you by and they try and sell it to you. You know what I mean? You don't have to move. You're just chilling there on the beach. People walking by, hustling, selling beer, selling Gatorade, selling mixed drinks, selling food, whatever you could think of. Like they have it.
That's pretty awesome.
Right.
It's pretty like beach style living.
Which in a way is a little bit hypocritical in a way, because the U.S. it's a lot more difficult to do that. Even though we're like a capitalist
With
country,
the permits and all
right,
that.
right. You could possibly like get arrested or something. So it's like.
But I see why they have permits out here for stuff like that. You can't just be some crazy guy serving food to everyone and you're a sicko.
The crazy part.
That's just the part. Like there's some sickos out there that would try to poison people.
That's true.
That's
interesting too. Like that's not even. I don't think that would ever happen there. People aren't like sick in that way. To
Exactly.
Be honest. Like, it's weird. I
they have a sense of culture. Countries that have a sense of culture and community have that. And I'm not trying to diss America, but
Right.
Americans almost have no history. Like some of the parts about history with America is like Coca-Cola.
Right.
Like Coca-Cola is a part of American history. That's weird. Like that's a company. You know what I mean? Or Campbell's soup. You know, like how many times you see Campbell's soup is like depicted in art to represent American history. Like that's not culture. That's like a selling out culture.
And think about this, man. Coca-Cola was the #1 selling soda in every single country in the entire world, except for Peru. In Peru,
why is that?
In Peru, #1 was Inca Cola. It's like a yellow soda that tastes kind of like bubble gum.
Really? They have their own soda.
Not anymore though. Coca-Cola bought it, so now they're #1 everywhere. So
they're assholes. It's just a horrible thing with soda because I've researched it, and it's normal to see 2 liters of soda stacked on the shelves. But back in the day, in its infancy, soda was only sold at baseball games and like those traveling fairs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So those carnivals or whatever. Those are the only places to get soda and shit, and like they have to mix it there with the hydrogen water or the carbonated water. I mean, and then they just got the idea like we gotta just sell this shit and get up consumption, and they just started pouring money into ads and making you feel like it was normal to have a 2 liter at your home,
right?
Which is the absolute most horrible fucking thing in the world, is to have soda at your home,
right? I think that's even a stereotype of like USA. In other countries, like 2.
Well, what do you guys have?
2 liters of soda everywhere.
Well, okay, let's talk about this. Do other countries have soda in their fridges? Because you've been to enough countries. Do they have sodas in the fridge at home, or do they drink soda?
You know, they do. They do. People do drink Coke quite often
at home.
Maybe less at home.
But in the restaurants they do, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. I can see that, yeah.
They do. Coca-Cola is all over the world. Like I don't think there's there's not a single country in South America.
No, they have, I'm sure they have it, but like in their home. They're like 2 liters in their home.
Right.
And I don't know how many homes you've been into.
Right, I didn't like look through so many fridges.
I wasn't like couch surfing.
Next time I go, I'll take like a survey.
Couch surf for a little bit more if you can. And that's actually an app for that. You know that for couch surfing, right?
There's what? An app?
For couch surfing.
Yeah, I've used it before actually, yeah.
What is that?
It was interesting, actually. This was many years ago.
Wait, let's talk about this. So,
this was many years ago in...
Is this when you were hiking and doing all that shit?
Yeah. This was my first time to Argentina.
So there's an app you can use where if you want to save a little bit of money on a hotel,
right,
you can go sit on a couch for like $15 a night or something like that, right?
This was free, actually.
Or free.
It was for free. It was, this was a dope experience because...
Sleeping on someone's couch.
Okay, let me give you the details. So, I was volunteering building trails in a national park in Chile, and then after finishing volunteering, I had a homie. His name is Aaron. He's from Canada, and we hitchhiked out, and we made it to El Calafate. It's a town in southern Argentina, and pretty much. We're just hitchhiking around there, man. And he had to organize with this guy through couch surfing, so I didn't know. And the guy met us downtown. He took us to a grocery store. He bought actually a food for us, like pasta. Took us to his house, let us cook. He went to school. He had class. So he left us in his house alone. Yeah,
guy.
We're there. He got back at like 11 p.m. I'm just there with the homie playing freaking chess, drinking wine, and
do you feel
he just showed
awkward
up.
being in his house, knowing that he's so nice?
It felt a little weird, even when he like bought us because we were gonna pitch in, and he like really insisted to buy it.
So he seemed to be wanting of your company then.
I guess, yeah.
Not in a creepy way. I'm just saying, like
I think Argentina and Chile
nice.
too have a great hitchhiking culture, especially in the South, and I think that's due to like Che Guevara and him doing his journeys, and they have that spirit of like adventure there because of Che.
That is true.
I think that's part of it.
Kindred spirits, man. Like you meet a bunch of hikers. I've researched people that hike the Appalachian Trail for months because I recently Ubered someone that did that, and I dream of doing stuff like that. Like I watch that show Naked and Afraid, shit like that. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's my fantasies. It's going out there, living in nature. But that's absolutely wild. But those people kind of share that same energy.
Yeah,
of
definitely.
Just being cool and not expecting much and paying it forward.
Yeah, like I said, the hitchhiking over there too is super easy. I never had a bad experience.
They don't have murderers out there like we do. Like, we're crazy. We have like horror films that go #1. You know, like we love weird shit. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't look at a lot of TV shows, but when I look at TV shows, I'm like, gosh, damn, is this what people like watching? America is getting weird.
I think we're a little corrupted by.
I totally think so,
you know what I mean?
bro.
Even I was back in the day. I would stay in a lot of hostels, and everyone saw the movie Hostel and thought, you know, that's what comes to their mind now when they think of Hostel. They think like, it's a murder central.
What is Hostel again? I'm sorry.
Hostel, like it's like shared. It's like cheap living. You can buy a bunk, like one bed. Say like the most, maybe you have a
hostel. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
5 or
yes,
6 bunk beds in a room, and you buy like one of them.
That's like some European stuff, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But it's just fascinating because in this country, and just like you explained, because my girl's Latin, or my ex-girl Latin. So like we talked about how Latin culture, like in Puerto Rico, they go outside, they talk to each other. Like they have internet, they have all that, but they're active and their diet helps them be active. Out here.
Oh yeah, the Boricuas they know what's up.
Okay, right. Boricua, you know, I'm dating. So like, but the women out here, like, we eat fast food, we eat crappy food, we're watching Netflix all day. That's programming just to excite you a little more than the last year's program, because they have to up it on a level, right? They have to up the craziness like every fucking year. Am I not lying? Like every year they have to up how crazy something is for you to enjoy to watch it, and you're just sitting there in this programming view. They call it program. They call it programming.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't call it TV. They call it, in the industry, they call it programming.
Brainwashing, man.
I mean, and then you see it reflect in the news, you know? So it is just so weird. Like what I'm saying is it's so cool how cool it is in South America. And then over here, it's like, I'm sure the couch surfing app would work, but you'd have possibly a lot more trouble with it.
Right. I didn't do it too much.
Yeah, that's a weird experience. Even though that went well with the guy, that's still weird.
It was weird. It's so cool though. At the same time,
very.
He's so trusting.
Yeah, it's good to have that in your memory bank. Like, oh, that guy's so trusting.
And people, you know what I mean? People have such a bad perception of like South America, Latin America in general. It's like I think so. People are like, you're going to like Colombia, they're afraid of it.
Oh yeah, because of Narcos.
Or whatever, Mexico. Or
Narcos does make Colombia. Well, you know what? You're very lucky, man, because I can tell the way you are. But there was like at least 2 Asian dudes in the past 4 months that went to Bogota and tried those dating Tinder apps out there. And ended up dead.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah,
I never mess with that.
You got to be.
That's the only place actually. That's
that.
One of the only places I was ever. People tried to rob me.
In Colombia?
In Colombia, yeah. One time in Chile too, but minimal.
That is so
not
cliche.
Really.
You got robbed in Colombia?
I didn't get robbed, but they tried. It was nothing serious, to be honest, but they pretty much tried to like pickpocket me. I was able to push one of the guys off. They didn't get anything, but they did break my sunglasses. That was the biggest
that sucks.
loss.
That's so more polite compared to a Bay Area robbing.
Right.
Because they're not going to pickpocket you in the Bay Area.
Right.
They're going to pull a gun out.
Well, that's USA, man. That's the other thing, too. People are like, yo, you're going to Colombia? I'm like, yo, you live in USA.
Everyone has guns out here. Yeah. Well, don't people have guns out there?
They do, but it's not like your God-given right or whatever as it is here. You know, I don't think I ever even I talk to a lot of Europeans too, because they are in South America too. Absolutely. And they're like, you can just go to a store and buy a gun. What?
Oh, you can do that in South America? You just go buy a gun?
No, like I'm saying like
in America.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can, especially if you have your real ID.
Yeah.
That makes the process of buying a gun a lot easier.
Right.
So you went to Argentina, you've been to Brazil. Where else have you frequented?
Uruguay, Paraguay, Peru, Ecuador. I've been to every Latin American country besides Venezuela now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you Latin?
I am not. I just, yo tengo una alma latina. That's it. I just have a Latin soul.
I have a Latin soul too, bro. I date Latin women too, man. So, I mean, but just you go to all these Latin countries, like, man, this guy must have a thing for Latin women. Which is not a bad thing. Come on, bro. They're absolutely beautiful. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which country do you had the most appeal to it? I think you said Brazil, but...
It's really hard. If you're talking about like for outdoorsy stuff, I would probably say southern Chile or Argentina, the Patagonia part.
Chile's a beautiful country, right? It's all coastline damn near.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah,
Chile
Chile has like a little bit special part in my heart because I did while I was doing this trip, I actually recorded an album called
Chile.
People. I finalized it in Chile. So the album is actually pretty interesting because I did the track list in order of when I wrote the songs.
Wait, so you went to a studio in Chile?
I recorded it in like an Airbnb in Puerto Varas with like really basic equipment.
Was it your equipment or the guys that...
My equipment, but really basic stuff.
Okay.
And then I had it sent to be like mixed and mastered.
Got you.
But I wrote the song, like the first song I wrote in Bolivia, the second song I wrote in Argentina, the third song in Uruguay, and that's the track list following. And
being out there makes you want to make music.
Oh, definitely.
That's what I hear a lot because of the culture.
It's good to just find that inspiration. You're seeing so many things and experiencing so much and talking to so many different people and having so many good days and bad days and mediocre days. And
how are you talking to people? Don't they all speak Spanish?
I speak Spanish, yeah.
Oh, you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you love Latins, I could tell. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I started to learn Portuguese. I started learning Portuguese a little bit, but it's...
So, the Spanish you learn out here doesn't necessarily equate to out there.
I feel like, to be honest, I learned Spanish more traveling there than here. Like, I have a base. I studied in school Spanish, and then I started traveling a lot in South America, and that is what brought my skills up.
Does Google Translate help out there, or what did you use?
I don't need it. No, I don't need it.
Interesting.
Yeah. I even like songs, like the album I just released, it's probably half English and then like 30% Spanish and one Portuguese song in there and a little bit of other stuff.
I've been telling Young to make more songs in Spanish. You're probably helping him out, huh?
I'm trying. He said he doesn't speak Spanish. I don't know.
That's hilarious. We just had talked the other day.
Does he speak Spanish?
A little bit.
Okay.
But not much. He doesn't know how. And I've been telling him to make his music more Espanol friendly. And he's like, I don't know how to speak it. I'm like, you're fucking Mexican. Go learn. No one's going to question you if you start saying it, you know? And
True.
I think there's something wrong with being part of that culture. I believe in the Spanish reggaeton music movement that's going on out here. I just interviewed someone. I don't know if you've seen the last pods with Soy Unica. She got some dope shit.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Nah, I didn't see. Actually, I did watch the beginning because I was checking out your podcast and everything, but I didn't have the chance to check out her music.
Got you. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
I tend to date women that love reggaeton because, you know, Bad Bunny's going crazy, man.
You can't go with reggae. You can't go wrong with reggaeton, especially like
you can. What was the music out there where they were playing reggaeton, right?
On the coast. Oh, definitely.
On the coast in Chile, they were playing it.
More so like Caribbean side, you know, Brazil and.
What do they play in Brazil? Do they play Bad Bunny?
They can, sure. Yeah,
okay.
why not?
Do they play American music?
Yeah, American music is played everywhere, but then they have their own.
So was it a mix
samba,
when you were in the restaurant? Was it like a mix of stuff, or was it like?
Depends what kind of restaurant you're in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what did you gain from being in South America? You say like, what would you know?
I gained a lot of really cool experiences and knowledge just about geography and whatnot. I climbed a lot of mountains and volcanoes. The highest was Chimborazo in Ecuador, 6,200 meters.
Tell us about that. What was that like?
Dude, it's crazy, man.
How did you start out, and who came with you? And...
So yeah, I was with one local guy, and then I was with my lady, and we started out close to Riobamba. It's a city in central Ecuador. And then we met the guy the first day, and we climbed to High Camp. They have some kind of tent dome structures right there in the middle, and then you have to leave super early, like midnight, and start your ascent to get to the summit. Yeah, you want to get there before it's too. I know it's horrible to wake up that early,
dude.
But you want to get there before too late because then once the sun has been on the snow all day, it's more prone for avalanches. So you want to get up there, right? You want to get up there early because it's cold overnight, so it's more frozen.
It's brutal.
But yeah, Chimborazo, Sincholagua, Osorno, Calbuco, Huayna Potosí, like all these volcanoes and mountains got to climb. I drove the Carretera Austral, which is pretty much in Chile from Puerto Montt to O'Higgins, where it's the whole, like, the end of the highway. You drive all the way down till the highway ends, and then you go back. And it's like still, people don't go there. It's like still a mystery these days, and still has
That's so
like,
cool.
Yeah, it's super amazing.
What's your craziest hiking story? If there anything,
I would say,
it doesn't have to be crazy. Just your best hiking story out there.
I would say, okay, so there's a town called Ushuaia, and it's the southernmost city in the world in southern Argentina. And I found out because I ended up making a friend of a taxi driver, a taxista there. And I would just chat with him because I could speak Spanish. And he was telling me all these really good hikes he knows of. And he told me about one, which is like, I never heard of it. It's like not technically on a trail, and it's an ice cave.
Oh,
And you can like literally, it's crazy.
That sounds
looking.
cool.
It was nuts. And
you went?
Yeah, I went. I filmed part of a music video right there too.
What? Okay. And what was it like when you got there? Was it like an ice cave? Like,
Yeah, like an ice cave.
What is
You
an
can
ice
walk
cave
through. It's
like?
like a tunnel.
isn't it slippery? With any shoes?
On the ground, it's not slippery, but if you touch like the sides, it's
Slippery.
slippery, and it's kind of concave. A bunch of indentations kind of is the structure of the
Okay.
ice.
And they had icicles in, like sharp ones? That are like
No obstacle. Actually, I think someone did get hurt semi recently by a collapse. They're actually, you're kind of, it's quasi not recommended to go there.
It's iffy.
Because, yeah,
It's
exactly.
just moving parts.
Right.
I mean, the
Because
cave is
melting
moving, yeah. Like,
so I guess during the summer it drips and everything, but I think someone did get hurt. It collapsed. A little piece of ice fell on them. I'm not sure the details if you know what I mean, if
ice
if
can
they
get real
survived
heavy.
or whatever.
And ice seems really heavy when you're outside in fucked up conditions.
and you're
you know?
in 7 hours out, and
7 hours out
I
of
mean?
anyone
Yeah,
helping
yeah.
you medically.
Exactly.
That's some scary
so.
shit. Well, because like I seen those TikTok videos of people going to Mount Everest and like dead bodies sliding down.
Right. Yeah. There's all kinds of dead bodies. It's like it's not worth it to get them down. It would be too risky.
It's too much trouble,
even.
too risky.
I hear Everest is getting super overpopulated though too. Like the lines are crazy.
Well, you know, it's funny because people going up there for all the visuals and the camera, and then there's all this litter everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I don't
heard
think
about
the
that,
local
too.
people even would dig that, you
Right.
know. But I mean, you're gonna have litter. You gotta carry those fucking snack bars with you.
Yep.
What else are you gonna eat out there? Ice?
Right,
Other people?
right.
You know, are there other animals on Everest? I don't think there's other.
I don't think animals are that stupid to go there.
It's crazy. Animals are everywhere, but they're not on Everest. But we go up there. You know what I mean?
That's just a human thing right there.
Oh, that is crazy.
We're messed up.
Do you have plans to do stuff like the Appalachian Trail because of this adventurous spirit you have, or stuff like that? Or there's like a trail up here that people go from California to Oregon. You know about that one? That hiking
Yeah,
trail?
the PCH.
Is that what it's called? Pacific Coast Highway?
Yeah, or the PCT. Sorry.
yeah, but that's a good trail from what I hear.
I have a couple friends that have done the whole thing actually.
The 5-month thing?
Like changed their lives, and
Really?
they found what they wanted to do with life and stuff like that.
and they did the
so.
whole 5 month. How long did they take? Do you know? Or do you know anything about that? Or?
Yeah, something like 4 or 5 months. It wasn't like the quickest, but it wasn't. It was like somewhere in the middle. I think
That's pretty quick. 4 months is pretty.
I would have to double check. This was like probably 8 years ago that he did it. My friend.
That is wild, man.
Yeah.
To leave society, save your money, and someone take the 4 months off and just go walk.
Right.
Like
And it's a
Forrest
big
Gump.
commitment too. You have to figure out because there's of course you're not just carrying your food around for
You
that.
carry your little
It's not
tent.
enough.
Yeah.
So you have to restock. You either have to have someone meeting you every so often to restock you, or you have to
Well, a lot of
figure
them-
out on the maps where you can buy stuff.
Right, so a lot of them have money and they buy food like once a week. And they
Right.
come into town like once a month and shower, get a hotel room, or then hide in the winter. From what I hear, because you can't hike in the winter, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe you can out here in the Pacific. I know the Appalachian Trail that's a tough one to hike in
Right.
the winter. But it's fascinating, man. Like being out there for months on end. What did you gain from being out there months on end? Being away from America, what does that do for the psyche of being away from America and being in different regions? Does it make you appreciate it more, or does it make you be like, man, we're fucked out here?
I think it makes you appreciate different things. I really like the Latin culture in general. It's just a lot more relaxed. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's not stressful. Like, it's gonna be okay. Let's figure it out. In U.S., I feel like we have a lot of anxiety and stress, and we're pressured all the time by society to do certain things, or whether it's your family or whatever it may be. And coupled with not having that good of actually a family life, I think other countries like in South America, Southeast Asia that I've seen, they have a better family structure and support. Then in certain cases here, it's not like that. Like, I think it's more familiar or more regular for someone to, okay, I finished this, I'm doing this, but I'm living with my family till I'm 30 or whatever. It's chill. Where it's kind of like looked down in a way here.
Absolutely.
It's more of a hustle lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah. Which is stupid.
Right.
Giving your money toward a rent you can barely afford.
Right.
Which is what I'm doing.
And then you're in a hole. Like, in some people,
well, you can't build. You
can't
can't build. I mean, it's better to live at home.
If you can.
If you can. And build. You know what? Some people don't have that option.
And then they're supporting their family and stuff. And I mean,
yeah. But, you know, some moms out here be kicking their kids out.
That's true. I mean, hey, you've got on her nerves too much, you know.
I know.
She's
so
tired.
like,
she put in her 18 years and is all right. That's enough. That's all I signed up for. So.
No, humans need more than 18 years.
Yeah. Okay.
I think in the home. I think personally.
Right.
Especially California. Maybe like Portland or something where the cost of low is living. I don't know. But the cost of living is low. You record down stuff with my guy Young. Explain your relationship with your engineer and how you guys go about making music together, and you know. Yeah,
man. So I've been recording with Young here for a minute now, since pretty much
a couple years. I think a year and a half.
Yeah, since like that had to have been 2021. Yeah, so like 2 years, 3 years almost.
I remember Lincoln. Yeah.
He contacted me, gave me a little offer. I knew we had a mutual connection pretty much through someone else. So I was like, all right, let me go up there, let me see what's up. And we ended up actually creating an album. It was my first studio recorded album, Telltale Heart. And that was released in February of 2022. And so that was all engineered by Young. And the whole thing was recorded right here in the studio. And then since then, I was traveling and didn't work with him too much. He mixed mastered a couple things on my last project. I think 2 of the tracks. And then since I've come back, we just had a session. My latest track, Confession, was also recorded right here.
Hey.
And shout out to I Am Young, because he killed it.
Shout out I Am Young on the mix and master, man.
Definitely. If you need an engineer, come through to Create Studios.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Tell us more about your music, bro. What are you releasing? You know, what are you working on? You have an album. You said you had an album coming out. You talked about Confessions. Is there a visual for that?
Yeah, definitely. This it's now available on all platforms. It was officially released on December 15th, so it's been about
a week and a half. Yeah, 1 week actually. You're right.
1 week out, and actually, I wrote that song in Cuenca in Ecuador. At least the first verse
Cuenca?
in the hook. Yeah,
it's a
Cuenca.
funny sounding name.
Yeah.
Cuenca.
Cuenca.
Sounds like something I would call a chick to be derogatory. Hey. You Cuenca.
Shut up, you Cuenca.
You're not your Cuenca, you Cuenca.
It's like, it sounds like a Boston accent.
Like a Quaker.
Yeah, fucking Cuenca.
Your Cuenca and your Cuenca is like the wife of a Quaker.
Yeah, but that's a track as a concept. It was created because the idea came about because I went to there's a really nice cathedral right there, and I went in and it was confession day, and then I went to eat at this restaurant
Did you confess?
I did not. And then not yet. That's the song. And I just went in, checked out the church, and then went to eat at a place called like.
Was it beautiful? The church. You just kind of went over the church. Was it beautiful?
Beautiful dome ceilings, like a purple. Yeah, really purple amazing.
The old school kind of feel you would kind of think of for it to be. Okay.
And
that is pretty lit.
But I have a visual right in front of it on my Instagram, rapping that song.
Nice.
Really dope, beautiful place. But the concept was, Father, please forgive me for constantly, killing all these rappers and murdering these beats.
You violent rapper, Meta.
So-
Come on, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so that was that. I added a second verse to it, and that was just after releasing like a summer vibe track. Right before that, I won a beat through one of the Instagram platforms called the Snake Pit, and with an Argentinian producer for that beat.
Did you meet him out there or online?
Online. So
Okay.
this was through that platform, and
Nice.
and then so I basically recorded that, and that's called Catch Me. So I've released 2 singles since the album Kipu came out, and
What was it called? Kiku?
Kipu. So it's like
That's an Peru word?
This is
Peruvian
like
word?
a Quechuan word. So like the
Okay. Sounds
indigenous
Japanese.
Peruvian. You know, honestly, there's some debate.
Similarities
like, some
on
people
that,
think
right?
that
Yeah,
like,
'cause
there
it
was
was
a
a
lot
lot
of Asian coming to South
There is
America.
a lot of
back in
Asian
the
culture
day.
because a lot of Asians went to Peru way before they came. Like people came to America. There were
Right.
Asians coming to Peru. I mean, people have been traveling for a long time.
Right, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
White people did not discover America first. Like there was Asians here. There was French.
Right.
Do you know about that? There's a story where the French took one of the kings from, I forget which nation, well, one of the big nations, and they took their chief over to France. So they had some
Okay.
Indian dude in France before Christopher Columbus came to America.
Right.
This is before Christopher Columbus came to America. And the French people just showing them around like, okay, your culture's amazing, you know, and the Indian people were like, these people are crazy.
Yeah.
The men are sissies.
It's interesting too because we call him Christopher Columbus, but his name is what? Cristobal Colon or something like that.
Right, because he's South America, or he's
I think he's like
Spanish, right?
Or
Is Christopher
Italian
Columbus
or
Spanish
something.
or Italian? He's Italian.
something
I don't
like
know.
that.
I don't know what he is. Is his name not Christopher?
No, that's just what we change it to. I think because Americans can't say it or something. I
We
don't know. Or at
change
least back in the
stuff.
day. Now it's getting better. I think. Yeah.
No, it's exactly what you said, bro. It's so much funny stuff out there that we do. So yeah, Confessions is coming out. You said so. You do have a visual for it. I'm sorry, or
So there's not like a music video created. There's the artwork for it. That's, you know what I mean, the cover for all these platforms, and then the visual that I do have is the one in front of the church, and I'm rapping like the first.
that's what I'm
verse
saying.
in the
So
hook.
yeah, so the Church of the
Yeah.
okay. So that is Tour Confessions, right? Because
Yeah.
it seems relevant, right? The whole church thing. Do you know about micro content?
Micro content, like what?
Well, look, man, just to let you know, we're doing micro content now, right? So I want to show you this artist, okay? I'm not going to say who it is on the air. But instead of a music video, I'm trying to work out something where I shoot micro content for people. So instead of performing a whole music video and editing that, it's literally just going to one scene and you performing your lyrics like this chick.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Just a beautiful background, you, one scene, words popping up.
Right.
And we give you like 6 of these in different locations for the same price of a music video.
Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah, so you should think about that. I'm not trying to sell you on that.
It's okay if
You
you
know,
are.
but like, well, yeah, but like, she just does it in her car.
Yeah, I seen this girl.
Yeah, right. But the
She's-
way she's presenting it,
Yeah.
great, because she's not having to just promote the same music video.
Right. At least there's different visuals with it. And she's
Different
kind of more. I
visuals.
think she was like when I first saw her, she was chilling in the car, and now she's
Yes.
like walking around.
Now she's walking
It's giving you
around.
That. Yo, I was reading through like some comments too. People on the internet are the worst, man. They're like
They are haters.
hating on like this.
I
girl.
was
mean,
one of
come
them. I'm
on.
not gonna lie. When I first saw her, because she looks really cute.
I mean, I'm not like she does her shit. You know what I mean? I'm not hating or nothing, but like the thing that people have the audacity to say on the internet is
fucked up.
crazy.
But they're not happy people, man.
Right. That's the thing.
I've never met
hopefully they're
anyone-
venting, you know, and
Listen, as soon as you tell me some negative stuff, I already know a cheat code about you.
right.
You're not happy in your own life.
Right.
Oh, this might be a clip. Hold on, let me take a picture. Gotta remember the timestamps. But no, every time I feel like someone approaches you with negativity about your music or a comment, they're not happy in their life, and it doesn't affect me as much because I never met one that
Right.
was.
I only like it when they're funny.
That's a little different. They're not being so criticizing. They just have a sense of humor,
Right.
which seems positive.
Someone said on my video recently, they said like, "Oh shit, it's Will Ferrell rapping." I was like, "Oh man," it got me laughing.
That's
I was
pretty
like,
good.
That's hilarious.
You know what? Now I kind of see it. That's a compliment.
I gotta cut the hair back a little bit. I think.
You know
it's
what?
I don't know.
You know what? You'd be smart to take that comment, make it the graphic, and like do some like a song where you look like Will Ferrell.
I should do that.
That would be cool. A TikTok reel right there. Like completely.
What would Will Ferrell rap about?
Yeah, exactly. Taking that comment, looking at the comment, making it the first part, and then making a song like you're Will Ferrell.
Yeah, that would be legit.
That would be lit as fuck.
I need to think about that.
That would be great content. Well, that's what I do for you, man.
Ideas coming. Thank you. Appreciate
absolutely, man. And we've been rapping it for about an hour already, man.
Yeah.
What else do you have in the works, man? Like, what else is going on with you?
Since I'm kind of when I release singles, that kind of takes my time. And since I just released the last one, I basically at this moment I have 2 tracks that I'm working on, and then I'm thinking of creating my next album or an EP next. I haven't decided yet. I kind of let it come together. I don't try to force the situation too much, and it always just ends up coming together. I'm always writing and always creating. So,
do you plan a little bit?
Oh yeah,
do you plan just for the chaos to happen, or do you?
I wait for the inspiration to hit me, and then it becomes something. You know what I mean?
Way. You a smoker? Do you smoke when you write, or do you not, or do you drink, or
a little bit of everything? I don't need to smoke, drink, or be sober, but I like to do all of them.
Yeah, I notice I write better when I'm sober.
Do you?
But it's hard because it's fun to write when you're stimulated off something.
Right. You know what they say? Write buzzed and edit sober.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And when you do stuff, do it at the beginning of your high.
Right.
Don't do it on the middle or tail end because it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Because when you're tired, it makes you negative.
That's true. Yeah, it's all about the right balance, man, at the end of the day.
I think a lot of people are just negative because they're tired.
True.
They're eating bad foods. They're not exercising. I notice I can't be negative when I'm fucking like happy.
I know.
Off working out. Or, you know what I mean?
Right. If I just had like a bunch of blueberries, I'm like...
Yeah. But working out, I think, is so important, too.
Oh, working out is. Being active in general.
Yeah. Being active and working out, getting out of the rut, it's so important to happiness if people aren't going through it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Definitely.
Anything you want to say before we get out of here, my guy?
No, just, looking forward to creating more. Looking forward to creating more music here in studio, and also the next album to come out. Really looking forward to all the next adventures and the next chapter.
Are you planning more trips?
Definitely. I just got the job recently, the new job, and I'm saving up right now. Probably within 1 to 2 years would be the next journey. We'll see how things go.
You're really doing it the right way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of equipment. The equipment. Do you know about those water filters they have where it just like they just pour it out, like you fill up a water bottle, then you pour it into another water bottle, and it's automatically clean. Do you know about that one?
There's a couple things, you know what I mean? They have the one that you just pour, it has like the filter itself, but what I use when I do that stuff is a pump. I'll literally, it's like a hose that goes through a filter and then into the other thing, and you literally pump it like from a lake or whatever, and you just get pure water.
Which is important, especially if you're going out of country, because the water gets weird.
True.
It can make you really sick. You didn't experience any of that?
A little bit, yeah, definitely. Bolivia was the worst on the stomach, and I think that's universal. I always tell people, like, if you went to Bolivia and you say you didn't have any issues with your stomach, that I don't believe that you actually went. And I think that's just, that's a product of, the clean. It's just they don't have the infrastructure. They're washing their vegetables and whatnot in not so clean water. So, I don't know.
We're so blessed to be, because it's pretty cleanly out here compared to.
Definitely. Bolivia, beautiful, beautiful country and great culture and people, but it's a little rough. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, economy helps, man.
Of course, of course.
My guy Metazul came through today. I appreciate you talking about music and your travels, man. Please join this man on Instagram at Metazul, Metazul. It has great music, a little different from what the Bears normally used to, but I absolutely love it. And he records here. Thank you for coming on, my guy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's been a great time, a pleasure.
Absolutely. I had a great time with you as well, man. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, just want to show some love last minute for Create Studios right here. Thank you for having me, and look forward to doing more work and chatting again in the future.
We're going to get out of here. Merry Christmas, y'all. Happy holidays. My guy Metazul in the building. We're out.